So another thing is I'm ticklish. So I don't know if I can like relax my whole body and let Kyle do his thing.
He was high. It was high as fuck. Like
oh, his depth
was high.
I thought you were
Sorry.
telling me he was like under the influence.
Oh no! Excited. I'm like, my friend. I haven't seen you.
it's like when you come home from work and you know your dog's like didn't quite like you say you come home a little bit earlier than usual. Your dog wasn't expecting you, and then you come through the door. And it's like,
Dad.
Yep. If you were a dog, you would be a golden retriever. And I was like, what? Do you mean by that?
Yep. Hey everyone, welcome to the Big Man's Cabana podcast. I'm your host, Matthew J. Lepore, and we have a guest who's very special in my heart, who's back on. We were just talking some small town fuckery, but Wade Bechtel, not to be confused with Bechtel Road in Collegeville, not that you guys know what that is. But I can't drive Bechtel Road without thinking about you.
Yeah, every time I go on GPS, it wants to call it Hopwood. I'm like, no, this is Bechtel Road. Yeah.
Well, because I guess the second you cross that off 113, you cross the street.
Yeah,
it's Hopwood.
Yeah, you go left, it's Hopwood. Go right, Hopwood, but it's Bechtel.
Yeah. So now that you're back,
yep.
How'd you think about the first time being on here?
It was great. Had a lot of fun. It was like the fastest hour of my life.
Dude, it is. Believe it or not, like just you and I talking. Like obviously that won't all be in there. I've already been doing it for 12 minutes.
Really?
That's how long it's been recording. Yeah.
Damn.
That
dude.
won't be in the podcast, obviously.
Yeah. Right.
But you see, that's why I love like having people on, especially people that like I'm close with and who have like the same kind of like mentality and like drive. It makes it so easy. Yeah. You know, I remember the last time when we did this, I looked and I'm like, dude, it's like an hour 3. Like, and after like the beginning gets cut out because it records for a little bit. I'm like, dude, it was still like an hour. Like, how is that possible?
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So let's talk about, was that your first meet you had? Your first?
Correct. First debut to the sport.
How did you think it went?
How'd it go?
Yeah.
Went better than I had expected it to. Leading up to it, I was dealing with a lot of final weight cut, high fatigue, high stress, just from, work, life, and lifting, trying to maintain a high level of readiness for the sport.
Yeah.
But squats were especially rough looking in the weeks leading up.
Sure.
And one thing that I didn't know going into it was in the USAPL, reffing for the squat and mainly just the squat is tough in Pennsylvania and New Jersey because the referees that are typically in the area are very strict on depth.
Oh, yeah. They got to see the hip crease.
Yeah, and it's got to be very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
I went 2 for 3 on the squat.
That's awesome.
And then on my third, I got the side judges. They both red lighted me for depth. But my coach had told me if I was in New York, I would have been given that lift. So it's that strict of judging, which is a good thing. You don't want people ego repping, claiming weight that they shouldn't in competition. But, in that regard, it went really well. Bench, I don't know what happened. I went 2 for 3 again, but on my third attempt, one of the spotters, it sounded like they whispered some sweet nothings in my ear, and it just threw me off.
Because that's a big problem
when you're waiting. Because when you're in a shoot ready to go, you got your music going. Your coach is telling you how many people are ahead of you, like 3, 2, 1. Take the headphones out, like
and the whole on deck. And,
all that. And I'm in the zone. I get laid down. I don't get a lift off. Just because I don't trust them. I couldn't get a lift off from my coach, so I was like, no lift off. I'll just walk it out myself.
A lot of people do that. Yeah.
But that spotter who would have given me a lift off, I told him no lift off, cool. I was still in his zone. I lay down and I hear him say, quick, down and up, easy. And it just, my whole mental state was just ruined.
Yeah.
I think it was like 280. I got it down, got the press command, got like halfway and just hit a wall. It shouldn't be a reason why I failed the lift, but I did.
So like they say, because on Sunday, like before I start strongman, like that's what I do at bench, and they say from here to about like a 3 board closing into a 4 board.
Yeah, right.
That's your back. From like a 4 board to the complete press, that's your triceps.
Right.
Yeah.
And we are hammering triceps in the prep for the next meet.
Yeah. Coach is smart.
Yeah. Smart cookie.
Very smart cookie.
Yeah. But then deadlifts went great. I went 3 for 3, finished with 496.
Wow.
And when we were done with that, I went backstage with him, and I was like, I could go do a 4th Like it was just easy. But then at that point, you know, deadlifts being the last lift, you wanted to play conservatively,
Always
take a number that you can definitely get. So we did 496, I believe it was.
Nice.
The whole kilo to pound thing. For the majority of the meet, I didn't even know how much weight was on the bar.
Yeah.
Just because I don't use kilo plates, and I was like, I was telling my coach, like, don't tell me. We did preliminary attempt selections before we got there. So we had our openers, and then depending if things went good, bad, or ugly, what the follow-on attempts would be. So we came in there with the game plan, and it all went pretty well.
Good.
Things were going really good. It was just, you know, just some small, minute stuff. But
yeah, that's gonna happen. And the thing is that's why I give you a lot of props. Is like people will they'll spend all this time just preparing for a comp. Like, no, just sign up and then prep. You know what I'm saying? And I think you did it so well too. And what sounds like it that you had a good comp. Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
They call this the bite, right? So I got the same thing. Everyone else gets the same thing, whether depending on what comp you get into.
Okay.
It's you compete for the first time and you go, I want to keep doing this.
Oh yeah, I got bitten.
Yeah, you got bit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've met some people who haven't gotten bit who like don't compete in like powerlifting. They might switch, but like usually when people have their first comp, they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. And I had my mom was there, my girlfriend was there, two of my buddy's fiance. So I had a small posse.
Nice.
My coach was there. And it was, you know, just a small group, not a ton of people rooting me on, but I mean, just like everyone else that was there wanted you to do well also.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it was a very, very positive energy that was just radiating through the whole building. It was,
I love that.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, so that is one thing that I do like about like the lifting community, especially now. And RPS, I'm sorry, Amy, I love you. I'll get a text about that later. There you do find a lot of, I don't want to call them dickheads, but they're like, they don't give a fuck who you are. They're gonna just give you their nasty looks. Like they're just gonna stand there and just watch you fail.
Yeah.
But I do find that a lot of the time, especially in powerlifting now, people are there for you.
Yeah.
And the best kind of rendition for this best example is, you know, Death Wish Barbell.
I've heard of that.
So that's where Roman, one of my good buddies, Mustachio, he's out of. They do multiply, and they have this thing, which is why I was really pissed off that I had to work at like 11 that day. It takes a village, you know, and that whole rendition is basically like, you know, yeah, you can lift and do this all by yourself, but to have a coach, to have friends who care, people to motivate, even just like, yo, bro, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Like me when I'm that one video you had. Yeah, fuck you. Get it. No, it's only 185. I don't give a fuck. It's still weight.
Yeah,
Cause in my head I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no point in giving someone shit. Like there's nothing I hate more in this world when people go, yeah, bro, but it's only no. Shut up. You're still lifting. You know how many fucking people that don't even walk into a gym?
Right.
So like, dude, it's awesome to see that you did it. And so how did you feel afterwards? Like once you got home?
I felt pretty damn good. Like as far as fatigue goes and everything.
I mean, just in general, like how'd you feel? Like,
mentally great. I was feeling pretty dang good. I think it was the day after is when just like a total body soreness kicked in. Oh yeah. And I was like, I might be out of commission for a little bit, but I got back to training like, I don't know, 5 days after.
Have you ever had a sports massage?
I've not. Probably should.
If you have $120 to just spend, even if you don't, you should. But I'm just saying, like, if you do, I would hit up Kyle Zesserman. He's been on here before.
Yeah.
He's literally his office is at the gym.
Yeah. I've met Kyle. I've been. So like my only thing with that is, I guess like a secret of mine, if you will. I don't like being touched. And
you give me hugs all the time, man. What's
I know, but like it varies. So like with massaging.
Yeah.
I can't. So another thing is I'm ticklish, so I don't know if I can like relax my whole body and let Kyle do his thing.
Oh, dude,
and me actually get any kind of benefit out of it because I might be tensing up or just like roaching around the whole time.
So it's not a massage like that. It was. I'm blanking on his name. Steve. I think it was Steve. He used to be there. He went to F45. But the first time I got a massage, I thought it was like a massage. It's not like that. It's a sports massage. I didn't really know the difference. You could hear me screaming from the office.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm like, what is this? It's like, if you're worried about being ticklish, you won't, because it might hurt.
It's just painful.
It's just because he's literally they're literally digging out all like the scar tissue.
Right.
And like, if you ever like put your finger like in your armpit,
No.
and like really dig it, dude, it probably was the most I would rather get my leg broken. It hurt so bad. It was a terror. He goes, all right, man, lift your arm. I said, all right, bro.
What?
And he goes, bite the pillow. We're going in raw. and he puts his finger in there. I'm like, oh. And that's when I started. Oh, it was terrifying. You got to get one though. They're great.
Yeah, I gotta try. Pain is weakness leaving the body.
I've seen those shirts.
So,
That's a great quote.
Yeah.
Is that a?
That's a Marines.
Marines
That's
quote,
a
yeah.
that's a what is that? Not. I guess you could call it propaganda. It's like a recruitment tool. There we go.
Yeah. I've seen them back of shirts.
Yeah. Pretty motivating, right?
It is pretty motivating.
Pain is weakness. Pain is weakness leaving the body. I don't know. My brother in Christ. I think I tore my patellar tendon.
My brother in Christ. I loved those memes. Listen, there was nothing more that I loved. It was like, my brother in Christ, you now have chlamydia. Why did you fuck the stripper?
And it's always a picture of a Subway sandwich, and the majority of the words from the original are just covered up. And I think my most favorite one was Johnny Cash be like, Folsom Prison sucks. My brother in Christ, you shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. It's like,
dude, see, that's why I love the internet so much, because they always you shouldn't spend much time the thing is, because I have to post something like that, I have to have it,
yeah.
and of course I fall into the trap where it's I'm on there,
yeah,
you know,
right, yeah.
And then it's I'll see memes like that, and I'm trying to think of one. There was a good one of recent, but it's my brother in Christ, or what was it? I can't think of what it is. It's gonna come to me later, or after the podcast, you're gonna get a flurry of Instagram messages.
Yeah, our phones are listening to us.
Yeah. But there is nothing, and I mean nothing. I'm sorry, Christine, I love you. There is nothing I love more in this world than a good meme.
Oh yeah.
Even of recent 9/11 jokes.
What? Dude, I'm behind on this trend.
Dude, I'll send them to you. So obviously 9/11's bad. I'm sorry. I'm not being a dickhead. I love you guys. Please don't cancel me again. Get a gun if you want. Thanks for the base comment. I appreciate that.
Base.
But it'll be there was this obese type. She was big. I mean, easily pushing 4+.
Sure.
And she's in the chair, and she comes up. She's taking up 2 seats, and then she picks up her butt and
yeah.
bounces it.
Yeah.
And then it pans to the outside of a plane, and then it tilts, and then it zooms this way. There was another one where it was this guy's doing flips in his backyard. Then some person falls off a thing and did a flip, and then it the person flips into a transformer plane, and the plane does a spin, and then next thing you know, it's through the top.
It's so bad. It's like a 9/11 jump scare,
dude.
Oh
and
man.
It's not 1 or 2, bro. If I pull up my girlfriend's DMs, it's 15 a session, bro. She'll just get them. It's oh hey, I love you. Here's a really cool couple posts. 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. She goes, there's something wrong with you. I'm I know there's something wrong with me, but it's all on my feed, and it's funny.
Someone wants me to laugh at this, so I will.
Because the thing is, I'm very aware. I'm very aware it's fucked up.
Right.
But it's funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Deed is done. Cake is baked. Might as well laugh about it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Oh, God.
Not bringing them back. I'm sorry. Just a matter of fact.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. So, things went great at the meet. I think I got an 1163 total or something.
Dude, nice, dude.
Oh, and the other thing, for the 90 kilo weight class, you could top out at 198. I weighed in 197.5. And I was the only one that made weight for that weight class. Everyone else, I think, was either too heavy or too light somehow. So technically, I got first in my weight class.
Good shit.
Yeah.
That does help you too, because the more that you rack the first, second places, it helps you in meet, so you can be in different flights. I'm pretty sure that's how that works in USA.
Yeah, it's it kind of goes off of. Yeah. So the first flight was all the women and some of the lighter guys. And then I was in the second flight, which was guys from, I think, 82.5 up to the lighter end of the 100 kilo weight class, which is guys like that can max out at 220. And then the third flight was, all the big boys.
Yeah.
And then, but your order changes based off of obviously how much weight you're doing. So
Yeah.
if I start off doing more weight than the guy behind me, but then he does more weight than me, then like I'll go before him, so I'll get less rest, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I guess once you start getting towards the more competitive edge of things, that becomes like a big factor as far as like trying to throw your opponent off, I guess. Like if there's money involved, right, you're going to want to win.
Yeah.
That's when, things might become a little less welcoming.
Yeah.
But I mean, the meet I was at, it was actually a cash prize meet. I think first, second, and third for both men and women. It was like 300, 200, 100 payouts.
Nice.
But even then, I didn't really see a whole lot of the, like, I hope this guy fails this lift, like he's a bozo. I mean, it was still pretty chill. Everyone was,
Most people are very chill. Like, one of my first comps, the Lions Den.
R.I.P.
Oh, dude. I know. It was so sad when I was talking to him about it, dude.
Yeah.
But we were there, and it was DK won first, and we were doing fingers, and you have to like pick it up, and then walk it, and then get it over. You have to do as many reps as you can in a minute. He got, I think 12 or 13. I think it was 12. No, 13. And I'm moving, dude. And there was a point where I got to like 9. And I'm like, oh, I'm almost there. I have like 15, 20 seconds left. And he's in my ear. I mean, like, following me in my ear, screaming, beat me.
That's
get
awesome.
there. And that was like, I was like, whoa. And I think I got 12. I was one off. They didn't count the last one because by the time it was over here, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't hit
so
the ground yet.
No, it's once it travels the plane, so like the
vertical point.
The vertical point, I was over here, and I was like, I had like 1 or 2 moves, and they're like, you can't count it. I'm like, I understand.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, people are really cool in these communities.
And you see that too, like in like for professionals, like at World's Strongest Man, even.
Yeah.
Like in medleys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like whoever finishes first usually will go on and root on the next guy, even if that means he gets a better placing and could potentially knock you off the podium when it comes down to the stones or something.
Yeah.
Like just nice people and professionals will do that, but it's always like your local gym bro hater is gonna be the one just lurking in the corner, just like preying on your downfall.
Yeah, preying on the downfall.
Like my brother in Christ. I'm just trying to live, laugh, love.
I can't live, laugh, love in these conditions. I'm so glad you understand the memes. Because sometimes I'll say these memes on here, and it's just like,
just laughing to yourself.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Feeling like a real
I'll just
loser.
keep going. It's fine. So coming out of that, what was it like the past couple of months? I know in July we had 3 days that were the hottest days recorded on Earth in a row.
Yeah, I remember those days. They were not fun.
Yeah.
I think at work, thankfully, my boss, Ed Reif, he's a homie, the G, it was like half days.
Oh, nice.
Like his thing is don't be a hero, meaning like don't kill yourself with trying to do more than your body's capable of.
Yeah.
But those days were still rough.
Yeah, dude.
Like I remember those days, like I kind of was dreading going to the gym because I was like, this is gonna suck.
Better than me, dude. Those 3 days, I think I had like 9-10 hour days coming into that week. I didn't even go. I got up and I was like, I'm not going. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah, a certain point, are you really benefiting from going?
Exactly.
Or does your body just need to rest and recover, and then you come back next week stronger?
Yeah.
But being in prep for a meet, I couldn't really do that.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Because we did it was a taper and a peak. So the taper is, reducing overall volume, and then the peak is building up week by week with your RPE and how heavy you go.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to follow that because, my coach programmed it. He knows what he's doing. He's a firefighter. He deals with it too.
Yeah.
He knows I'm a landscaper and that I'm dealing with some fatigue from work. So it's like he's telling me to do it, I'm going to do it. So
how was that? So after your peak, right? How many weeks out are you from the meet at that point?
So the meet was on Saturday. I think my final heavy lift was on that Monday or Sunday or something like that. And then I had 2 more days. I think it was like a Tuesday and a Thursday. I went in and did some very light squats, very light bench. I didn't deadlift at all.
Smart.
And then it was, just going balls to the wall at the meet.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. And my coach even said after squats, he said that I exceeded his expectations. I think
that's awesome
because of the videos I was sending him for squats where the depth was not convincing.
Yeah,
but
that happens.
We worked around it.
That happens.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm gonna bring him up again. We always joke about it with him, but he got 2 gifts in his past 2 meets. Roman, the one I think he took 670 or 700 or something like that. He does multiply.
Oh yeah.
And
like a 670 squat.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he's awesome. He was high. It was high as fuck.
His depth.
His
was
depth
high.
was
I
high.
thought you were
Sorry.
telling me he was under the influence.
Oh no, Roman is a straight and narrow arrow. Sorry, I probably should be a little more direct. But yeah, his depth was high, and he was like, dude, it was high. But they gave him it. He had 2 weights.
Damn.
I was like, you got a gift, my friend.
Yeah, right.
And I think that was in the 7s. And this last meet he did, once again, I was like, dude, I see the hip crease, but not really. He goes, oh yeah, I got gifted. And in his head, he's like, listen, I'll take the gift, but you got to work harder. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, dude. That's awesome.
And I dealt with that too on my 3rd attempt for squat. Went down, came up. It was a grind. I completed the rep. And as soon as I was locked out, I just started shaking my head because I knew I was like, that wasn't convincing enough.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, I got 2 reds, and I was like, yeah, big shocker there.
Isn't it weird that you can feel where you're at in a weird way?
Yeah. It's like,
excuse me.
And it wasn't that I was worried about getting buried or anything. It's just in the moment, going down, I was like, yeah, that's good. And then about halfway through coming up, I start to stall out, finish the rep. But when I started stalling out, I was like, I'm doing all this struggling. I didn't even hit depth, you know? It was like, damn.
Yeah. Does he ever have you box squat at all?
No, he's no.
Okay, interesting.
When I first started working with him about a year ago, I told him that the majority of the stuff that I did was a conjugate, bands, chains, boxes. And I remember one of the first things he said is that we're going to take a significant departure from all that. And I was like, you got it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better. I've just been around conjugate almost my whole life. Mm-hmm. So when I first came back, it was big conjugate.
I think conjugate works a lot better for people who do abnormal lifts.
Mm-hmm.
So in strongman, I don't know if you've ever done them, but I've seen at Worlds back in the early 2000s or maybe even in the 10s where they'll have a tire axle and they'll squat down to blocks pretty much.
Yeah. So we had to do that for Nat's previous year.
Or in a deadlifts, you have car deadlifts. You have what are they called when you have the big boxes on the end? A nickel deadlift.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, the silver dollar deadlift.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah. So
that's actually a lot more harder than people think.
So you're so obviously all your pressing movements, you have variation. Squat, you have variation with all your compounds. Yeah. So training conjugate and varying your lifts, in waves or whatever you're doing makes sense because you're not always going to be doing the same thing. Whereas with just raw powerlifting,
you're just going to be going.
It's always a squat, always a deadlift on the same bar, same setup. So I'm pretty sure his philosophy is kind of train how you fight. So
that's smart.
If you're just going to be doing a normal squat all the time,
why not?
Then you're doing a normal squat in competition.
That's smart. That's smart.
Do a normal squat.
Yeah. So. Oh man. Do you ever do boards at all?
No. I mean, I did on my own. Probably wasn't doing them right though.
Nah, that's fine.
Maybe trying to stroke the ego a little bit. Shorten the ROM, increase the weight outside of my capability.
Oh God. No, the only reason I ask is because
I've heard they're really good for tricep.
Yeah. The only reason I ask is I've noticed a lot of powerlifters, especially nowadays, they're getting away from conjugate.
Yeah.
It's very this, and this. And I was like, interesting. Because I've always, I used to do it when I was younger, but then like when I came to the gym, it was like conjugate. I'm like, oh, okay.
You have all the fun stuff to do conjugates. So why not?
Dude, there's so much, dude.
So many toys and trinkets to play with.
So where do you only lift at the gym, or do you lift to other places too?
I go to other places, but the gym by far has the most conjugate friendly setup
Yeah.
at any other gym that I've been to in PA recently.
Yeah, I remember when I would go around in different gyms. Like I was recently just at Lifetime because my buddy has a membership there with the rich people gym. That's what I call it.
Well, it is.
And I'm like, wait, where's this? I need this. Like, why don't they have it? This is a gym. Like, this is a very expensive gym. Where's this? Where's this? And he goes, what is that? I'm like, they don't have it here? He's like, no. I'm like, I don't like this place.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yeah. So are you looking at any other meets?
Yeah, I'm signed up for one December 16th. That's in Warwick, New York. That was the last meet that had availability, so it wasn't totally filled on the roster. So, but it's in New York, which is cool because there's going to be other people from our team. We're called Peak Strength.
Okay.
The majority of those people are from New York City. That's where my coach is from.
So that makes sense.
So there's going to be, I think there's going to be me and 3 other guys plus my coach. So that one's going to be more of like a party, you know?
You know what you should do too is like do what we do for Strongman. Like find people in the gym that like you might know or recognize. Like, yo, dude, would you want to do a meet with me?
Yeah.
And then you have someone to like work with you.
Yeah, my one buddy, Matt, was down with me. I don't know if you know Matt Sofera. He goes to the
I might
gym.
know him by the face. I might not know him by the name.
He's shorter than me, a lot stockier. He was doing bodybuilding for a while, but he was at the meet. He's competed once before in the USPA, and he did really well.
Really?
That was, I don't know if that was 2021 or 2020 he did it, but yeah, he did really good. He was there rooting me on, you know, and he was telling me that being at that meet made him want to just get back into powerlifting again. I was like, dude, let's do it. Because he was in Collegeville too. We go to the gym, you know.
You should, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's something that I found that there's nothing better than grabbing a bunch of your buddies, and then just gonna go to all out fucking war.
Yeah, right.
You just that one where it's
yeah,
like,
you just do better when you have people hyping you up.
Yeah.
Versus like usually me, I'm kind of like a lone wolf.
yeah,
Not because I hate people, just because like I don't know these guys. You know, they already have a group. And the other thing too is I don't have a lot of time. And that's not because like I think I'm better than other people, because like, you know, like the Sigma grind set shit, like that's not me. It's just like I don't have a lot of time to be here. I can't get bogged down because I like talking to people.
and
once
I know
I start, I
talk
can't
off.
stop. And then it's
know.
like, okay, well now my whole lift is kind of ruined.
I know. I'm sorry if I do that
So-
to you. 'Cause
No, not
I
at
have.
all.
I have.
You're not even close to doing that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the same way. I'll talk your ear off, and I'm like, fuck no, I'm cold.
No, like in the like random mornings whenever like I run into you, the amount of time that we talk versus like lift is good. It's ideal.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, we're still getting good work in, but we're conversating.
yeah.
But I don't know, some of the other guys, I just kind of keep my headphones in and keep my nose to the grindstone. You know?
Yeah, it is interesting there too, because a lot of people will like ask me questions. They're like, "Yo, what do you think of this?" And I'm like, "Dude,
What kind of protein do you take?
I'm like, dude, I don't have time for this." like, because when I see you, I get excited. I'm like, "Oh, my friend, I haven't seen you."
It's like when you come home from work and you know your dog's like didn't quite like you say you come home a little bit earlier than usual. Your dog wasn't expecting you, and then you come through the door. And it's like,
Dad. You know what's funny is my girlfriend calls me a golden retriever.
oh,
I have golden retriever energy. Apparently,
yeah, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend said the same thing to me, where she's like, if you were a dog, you would be a golden retriever. And I was like, what? Do you mean by that?
Yep.
Because like in my mind, I'm like, all right, no one's gonna want to shag up with a golden retriever because they're just kind of big, fluffy, dumb idiots. So then I'm like,
yeah,
she thinks I'm weak.
and
And then she's like, no, you're just so nice and sweet. I'm like, okay.
yeah.
I'm like, a golden retriever with some swag, I guess.
I always say, I'm like, no, baby, I'm a pit bull. Row, row, row. Yeah. And she's like, it's okay, honey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah.
Oh.
You know, inside you are two wolves. One is a pit bull. One is a golden retriever. Both just want to live, laugh, love, and lick your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's funny because like it does ring true though. Because like I will admit, and I hope she doesn't hear this because she listens to him, but it's like when I'm outside of work, especially in the gym too, I'm super chill. Like if you wanted to like do something, oh sure, we'll go. Okay, I'll set it up. You know, if you're ever like, yo, man, want to go to drink? Yes, dude, sounds good. I'm too calm, collected. But like, especially at work, I'm definitely a pit bull. I'm a dickhead.
You have to be.
I like things done. Like,
yeah,
get
shit done.
Yeah. Oh God, you're in the same boat as me, man.
Yeah, man. Great minds.
Think alike.
Oh, didn't have to finish the sentence.
We finished each other sandwiches, bro. That's what I was gonna say. Oh, but dude, it does crack me up though. How you and I first like really started like talking was like your shed, dude. I can't pass by that area coming down. What's that sound? That's 113, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't pass by like, oh hey, Wade. What's up, man? It's so weird.
No, it's good stuff. Yeah, dog recognized dog.
Dog recognized dog. Golden retriever for life. You know what I'm saying?
Damn straight.
I can't breathe. My eyes are watering right now. Oh, this is hysterical, bro.
Man.
So, have you ever thought about doing like Bristol Big Bench?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so
is that like Bristol? I have no idea.
It is in Bristol, yeah. It's I've always said I was gonna do it, and Roman, Zach, and everyone's like, yo, you should do it. Like, stop being a pussy.
Was that a bench only comp?
Yeah. So what you did was full power.
Yes.
Then there's push pull. Then there's press.
Oh, okay.
So like push pull, obviously like you could do like a bench or squat, you know, but usually push pull is bench and then deadlift. Then you have like full power, which is all the three disciplines, and then there's a bench only, squat only. Like they have yeah. So that one's just a press only, just benching, and like there's some studs. But it'd be really cool for you to like do it and train for it, dude. Like you can, dude, and everyone's so like ridiculously nice.
Now is that with shirts, like bench shirts?
So yes, but they have raw and multiply.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's through RPS. Don't quote me on that because I'm probably wrong, but I might be right. But they will do. They'll do shirts of multiply group, and then they'll have a raw group.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to hit 315 before I do any of that stuff.
Yeah. No, you'll be fine. Just go into it. It'll give you a mindset.
Yeah.
We'll take peptides together. It's fine.
Yo, I was talking to one of my buddies. I think he lives. I always want to think that he lives in Virginia, but I think he might live in Maryland. But he's a freaking powerhouse. He did a meet in RPS, full power, did really well, and we were talking about bench and getting better at bench. And he was telling me that a buddy of his who can like press close to 500. What he does is he'll just do his body weight. So like say he weighs 250, he'll do 250 push-ups a day. Is kind of what he does. And then I was like, well, anything else? And he's like, yeah, but I don't think it's allowed in the US APL. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Well, if you ever want, dude, I'm sure Sam and Sunny won't mind. Like usually when I'm there on Sundays, I get there at 9.
Oh, Sam and Sunny?
Yeah, they would love to have you.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I know, dude. Just come.
Wait, is that a Sunday thing?
Yeah, it's a Sunday thing.
Okay.
I only bench on Sundays now.
Okay.
I'll go from Sundays, and then I literally will like.
Is that when you get there early?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said you got there at 9.
I get there. I usually work out from like 9 to like 1:30.
Yeah.
Because I'll bench with them, and then I'm like, because I'm fat, I'll run to Wawa, get like a sizzly and like some chocolate milk or something.
Intra workout carbs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back, and then like 15 minutes later, I will be doing strongman.
Right.
Yeah, but if you ever want to, dude, because they like having other people like in between because it gives them more time to rest. I didn't.
Well, yeah, I forget. I was there. It had to have been a Sunday morning. I was there. Sam and Sunny, they were doing. I think it was like bands and chains. I think you were there with them.
Yeah, I do.
And I was like, what is like you? I was like, what is he making you guys do?
Zach, yeah,
yeah, and then I think Sammy was like, I don't know. I think they're trying to kill me. But like he's strong. Obviously, he's strong as hell.
Dude, yeah, he's probably a 400 bencher.
The epitome of old man strength.
Well, he's also a very intelligent human.
He is.
Oh, he was a professor of not pathology. It was speech pathology
Okay.
at Westchester. I think I forget the other college.
Wow.
He is very intelligent.
No, I mean just the way he speaks and explains things. Things he has explained to me, and I hear him. I think he trains his wife sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll run into him.
The warden.
Yeah.
I
Is
love
that what
her.
he calls her?
Yeah,
The warden.
she's so
That's
sweet,
funny.
dude. I love her.
But no, I can tell that guy clearly knows his shit.
Yeah, he's very smart, and he would love to have you there too, because you fit in your and plus
Yeah.
views and things like that.
When I like earlier in the summer when I would get there around like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Sam and Sonny would be there, and Sonny, I have more of a rapport with Sonny.
Yeah.
Not for any particular reason. I think just because I run into him more often than
Mhm.
Sam. But I ran into Sonny one morning at Wawa, like the Wawa in Collegeville, and I was like, "What's going on, Sonny?" And he's like, "Excuse me, who are you?" And then I was like, I go to the gym," and he's like, "Oh, I didn't recognize you without your workout clothes on." And I was like, "No, you're all right. You're all good, And then plus, I'm a man of many looks, like beard, mustache.
Yeah.
Hair,
Did he ever hit you with the "Good morning, gentlemen"? If I'm so inclined to call you that, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that man.
It's gonna be a good day when you hear that.
I love him, dude. They're great, and like they almost become like my grandparents. We just joke around.
Yeah.
But like Sam actually helped me when I was in English language learners. I was struggling with the class. I'm like, because you have to practice how to teaching people who are coming from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
How do you work with that? And that's kind of the things that he specialized in too, speech pathology. And he would sit with me at the gym sometimes, and I have a textbook, and he would be like, "This, do you understand what I'm saying?" I'm like, "Why did I not think of it that way?" He goes, "Because your professors are idiots." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." And I got a 92 in the class.
Damn.
I went from a 70 something, and I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He goes, "Sometimes it's just you have to focus on things."
Yeah.
And he even gave me a book to read. I think it's The Fear Under God or something under God. And I haven't read it yet, but I have it. Yeah, dude.
That's a good man.
Cool. So I'll see you on Sundays.
I'll see what I can do. I was gonna say, Dr. Russ, that guy, one, great human being,
Love
two,
him.
a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
Last semester,
Here, just a little bit this way. The microphone.
microphone. This
Yeah.
way?
The other way. This way. Yep. Yeah. Or closer. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Sorry. You're good.
no, you're straight. So in the spring, I had a chemistry class I was struggling with. I think for the majority of the semester, I had like a 68 or like a 70.
Oh,
You need a 70 to get a passing grade, but obviously I want to do a lot better than that.
Sure. Yeah.
And Dr. Russ told me about a studying method of just working on a subject for like 45, 50 minutes, taking a 10-minute break, go to another subject, same thing, and then going back to like the first one. He said that's a better way for you to study and retain information, and do better on exams and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I did. And then I
He's so
finished the
smart.
semester with I had already dug myself a pretty big hole, but I got done with a 76.
Nice.
So I mean, in a class I was struggling with and almost getting a B in, a lot better.
That's good, dude. I love that man. Him and his family played at Creekside.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
Couple
that.
weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Dude.
does he play bass, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it.
Dude, he's great, and he is the kind of guy that would do that for you, help you out with your chem, and get all that kind of. He is the epitome of a true, and dude, it's really you can move it like this if you want to get more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, you're good. Dude. You're fine. You're fine. But he is the epitome of I believe in God, but I also believe in helping my neighbor. He is the epitome of truthfully, the embodiment of what it's like to love God and what it's like to help your neighbor and really kind of live. What's the word? For God, for people.
Yeah.
And I love him, dude. He's fantastic. Whenever I see him, it's oh, cuz I love you, man. How you doing?
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, you look good. I want to be like you. I'm like, no, Russ. I want to be like you. He goes, shut up. I'm like, no, you shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's great, dude.
I always tell him I want to look like him when I get to his
Me too.
age. And he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, no, I do.
Dude, he's great. He's phenomenal. I love him, and his family's sweet too. Like Joe, Michaela. I forget the other one. I feel so bad because he's a nice kid too. But they'll be in, and like she'll be in with her boyfriend, and like Joe will come in with like his brother or her brother and sister, and then like someone else. I forget his name off the top of my head, but they're fantastic and they're all great. But that just goes to show what it's like in this kind of community, you know.
Yeah, you won't get that at Lifetime, or LA, or Rascals.
I have
or...
such beef with LA.
It's such a shit gym for what you pay for.
It pisses me off, dude. It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to Planet Fitness yet.
Have you ever been?
Yeah, we got kicked out years ago.
I don't think you're missing much.
No, I don't think so either. So before you came to the gym, where were you? I think we talked about this last time, but just
I was.
refresh my memory.
So I was in the military.
Yeah,
so,
I remember that.
Yeah, so the gym was the first, obviously, in the last gym that I signed up for when I got out. But when I was younger, when I was still in high school, I went to Rascals, and I think that was a good fit for a high school kid. You know, as aggravating as that may have been for the older folk that went there, you know, because no one likes high school kids. And now I'm one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
But
comes full circle, buddy.
It really
does.
is.
It does.
The circle of life. But I just remember I would come home a couple times on leave and go to, you know, my old stomping grounds, be like, this ain't it anymore. I need to find something else. And then through word of mouth, I found a gym and don't see myself going anywhere else.
I love that place, dude.
And that was something else too, was a lot of people were telling me I needed to go. This is like bringing it back to the powerlifting meet thing. A lot of people were telling me that I should go to somewhere like Power Build and lift with kilo plates because of the field difference. And I personally did not experience like 495 versus kilos and pound plates. And that's the lift you're going to feel it the most, right? Well, I didn't feel a difference.
Really?
And so like going to Power Build, I don't need to drive the KOP to use kilos when the pound plates feel the same.
Really?
And I think that's because in the USAPL we use a stiff bar for deadlift. I think that's the big thing.
Oh.
Yeah, my thumbs love it. My hook grip thumbs love just wrapping around a 30 millimeter power bar.
I have to do that next week.
Power bar or like stiff bar deadlifts?
It's in the comp at Beer Muscles.
Oh, that's next week, isn't it?
Oh, next week, the following week, yeah. It's like next week or two, yeah.
That came up quick. I remember you were telling me, like, sign up. And I was like, I can't. My dad will kill me. My coach, he'll kill me. But, deadlifting on those suck. But, I mean, it's doable. It's just, obviously, why would you want to when they make bars for deadlifting?
Literally. That was the whole Thompson Fat Pad situation. I know in RPS and USAPL. I know they were trying to get in the USAPL. They're like, because Roman brought this up, and I was like, it's good. I was always bring up Roman. Sorry, buddy. But it's like, this allows you to bench more.
Yeah.
And like for you and I would say you are a very stoic guy. You have a lot of muscle. You have a big back, right? So when instead of having like a small bench and your shoulders are coming off the bench, it's like that's first of all, you can get hurt, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And it's like, why wouldn't you want to have a bench that is more supportive? You don't move around. You can get your thoracic up, and you're not like sliding backwards.
Right.
And you're safe. But what do we know?
In my so after I signed up for my meet and I heard they were going to use ER racks, and obviously, thankfully at the gym they have one.
Yeah.
I strictly used that bench, and then if it wasn't busy, I'd take the bench out and I'd squat in a rack. That was a big important thing.
Yeah.
But I stay away from that rogue like Thompson fat pad bench because I know it's gonna it'll be a crutch, right? And then when it goes away closer to meet, and I'm used to having all that support, and then it's gone, it's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, squat bars. You have a longer bar so you can walk out of the rack and not hit the rack. That's great. You know, for a bar for a bench, you know, they're all stiff bar, whatever.
Yeah.
Fat pad, nice. Deadlift bar. This makes sense. USAPL's like, nah.
No.
It's whatever. But.
Yeah, and I totally get that. And I'm not shitting on them. It's just like, especially for Roman and I, when there's a purpose for these things. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, I can't use a power bar to squat. Like I
Do you
I
do
don't.
like a full?
I have to.
Yeah.
Like I can do this, but it is incredibly painful for me.
Yeah.
And it's my shoulders don't want to do it. Like it took me a year and a half for like overhead press to rest the axle on my chest.
Damn.
Before I was holding it here.
Right.
Like I spent so much time working on mobility, and I can't do that. Dude, I have to have a squat bar.
Right.
Because it's longer.
Yep.
It saves my back. It's stiff, and I can't.
Yeah, especially like, because how much are you squatting? Like 550 plus, like 6.
No, I'm probably
7?
right now free. If I do go for max, probably like 650, 670.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and even on power bars, I'm sure if you were to load that much, they'll start whipping.
Oh,
Like if you're really coming out of the hole with some velocity,
yeah,
that bar's gonna want to fly off your back and go in the ceiling.
Well, see, that's why I was so surprised you didn't feel the difference of the kilos to pound plates, because I know like even 495, that's a lot of weight, and usually people feel it. Like people feel it a lot on deadlift. Like when you're coming up, like you know,
when
you feel. I'm like that's surprising you didn't. Probably because it was a stiff bar. That makes sense though.
I would say, like looking at video, I'll watch how I engage the bar into the plates before I break it off the floor.
Yeah.
You know, like pulling the slack out.
Yeah.
When I compare a 405 on a stiff bar to a deadlift bar, I would say 405 and up on a deadlift bar, it's significant. Whereas with the power bar, it's about the same.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Have you ever gone to Power Build and like checked out those plates?
I haven't.
You gotta go one time. It's a different atmosphere. It's an interesting atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ronnie, I love you. But
that's a place I would want to go like with people.
I'll go with you.
Or there's a small little crew there that I had met at the meet who go there. They're telling me to switch gyms. I was like, I can't do that.
It's hard because over there, the only reason I don't go really anymore or visit as much is because it's very TikTok-y.
Oh, 100%.
And like when I noticed there, I'm like, there's some serious lifters, which is nice.
Yeah.
But they're also not the most friendly, which is whatever.
Yeah.
But I noticed a lot of people taking like videos and like TikTok and those. I think
Tripods.
people doing TikTok dances. I'm like, this is just not like. I need to hear grown men excavating their bowels out of their mouth while they're benching. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
A little a throw up bucket.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just but it is a nice gym. Like it really is nice. And I'm not trying to shit on them because they're all really cool.
I'd say the bigger thing though for me not wanting to leave the gym though is obviously the people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
me too.
Yeah.
No, you're pretty. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tolerate you. Yeah.
But no, dude, like if you ever want to go, like, I'll go with you. Like it is a really nice gym, and I do love the ghost plates. They're great. But yeah, no, it is a nice location because before it was well, it's still there. The KOP is a new one, and then it was it Plymouth Meeting? Where was
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was the Plymouth Meeting one, that one, and Attila's. I get those mixed up. I don't know why, but yeah, it is a nice gym, and they do a really nice job. And some people there are fantastic. I love some of the crews that go there.
Yeah.
But so you have the one coming in December, right? Did you look at any other ones?
The other ones were also, it was like tail end of November and December, all full power meets, but they were at capacity. So, and then I always wanted to do the full power meets. And that's kind of why I went with USAPL, was because in RPS, the only full power meets that they had were like out in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, how far is Pittsburgh?
That's like 5 hours. And you're on the turnpike the whole time, so you're racking up that bill to and fro, you know?
Well, dude, even going to like the beach, right? You leave here, it's free. You come back, it's $5.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, why?
Yeah. Like, when I used to work in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, like going to Jersey, free. On the way back, dude, that might have been $5 to cross to Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like $250 or $5.
I don't know if it was $250, but I know now because like my girlfriend, she has a house. So I'm going there this weekend. I know when I leave here, completely free. I know when I come back, I better have $5 in cash.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking God. Wolf, what do we? Why? Makes no sense to me.
Taxes.
Speaking of taxes, there was not to get off the powerlifting thing, but I'll try to find the video for you. But there's this one farmer, who they refinanced his tax. They redid his taxes. Didn't let him know. This is all verified. He's put all the information out there, so it is facts. The government redid his own taxes, told no one about it, and then he went to buy like I think cigarettes, something like that, or like a drink. Declines. Put it on his card. Dude, he was. They didn't say how much it was negative, but he was like, it was a shitload of money. And he finds out he had to call IRS, and then he had to call the revenue services, and then he had going back and forth, and they go, well, then it's fine. We're going to, you should be good. There's no flag on this. We'll give you your money back. And then the other people, the revenue services, like, well, we need this paper from the IRS, whatever it is. And he's going back and forth. He goes, I'm still negative a shit ton of money. Like, I can't pay anyone. I can't pay my mortgage. I'm like, taxes, man. Fucking taxes.
That big old federal government doing their thing. We need more of it, don't you think?
Well, no, I
It's
think.
a joke. It's a joke.
No, I think we should. Why not? Real quick, sorry. Another tangent because of my ADHD. Did you see what TikTok? I know you might not have TikTok, but did you see what TikTok did to the Pennsylvania State Senate?
No idea.
They bullied the shit out of them.
So
But
wait, you're saying like people commenting on TikTok?
Oh yeah. But I mean, they were getting thousands of phone calls. Shit ton of phone calls, messages, emails. So Kim Ward is the president pro tempore of the state of Pennsylvania State Senate. These two guys, this one guy, very reputable, doesn't lean left or right. He's just a funny guy who tells you the news. He goes, how is no one talking about this? Kim Ward is taking a 7-week vacation, and she says, oh yeah, everyone had the same, taking a 7-week vacation, and she's the person that she literally goes, we're in session. We're not in session. We're in session. We're not in session. We're taking a recess.
So no session for 7 weeks?
Exactly. So no one's working. No one's picking up a laptop. No one's picking up a computer. No one's picking up a pencil. And TikTok went, no. They bullied her to come back. She came back for a couple hours, did a budget, and told the governor, can you just please sign this? Please sign it. He signed it. That was it. People are working. And we legitimately, TikTok and Instagram and bullied the shit out of the Pennsylvania State Senate to come back into session.
Good.
Yeah. I'm working in the heat. It's 123 degrees behind that fryer. It's 140 degrees behind the grill.
Yeah.
I'm working. You're working.
Yeah.
You're out on through the hottest days in the entire fucking world. You're working. They're working.
Dude, I had a random thought at work today where, so a customer paid us for, mowing and trimming. And I was like, okay, that, this is this amount of money. And I was like, the take home will probably, be, I don't know, $10 taxes, right? And then it brought me back to something that I read somewhere as a joke that said, if someone's taking money out of your pocket every time you bring home a paycheck, that's not the government, that's a bum, you know? And it's just like, you think of people like that who institute all our everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just very...
And she makes $102,000 per year.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you do about it?
There's nothing
what can you do about it?
Yeah, dude, it blew my mind, and things like that piss me off. Because it's like, why every time? And I get some things with the taxes where it's like, you have to have roads, you have to have this. But then it's like, if I have to have this, then why does it look like shit? Pennsylvania has, I think, the highest or the second highest taxes for roads.
I think it's the highest. I think the Turnpike is the highest in the country. And
we have the shittiest roads, or the fourth shitty, whatever it is, in America.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. The same guy that I just told you about, that TikTok guy, they called him, was like, hey, we want you to do some news on this. And then when I-95 went down, they go, we want to surprise people with how fast they were going to put it up, which they put it up fast. But the governor went, we want to surprise people. And I'm like, you shouldn't have to surprise people. You should just do your job.
This is a nationwide interstate that is destroyed.
Yeah.
And what got me was when they completed the 2 lanes or however many lanes it was, they had a little parade going across, like just open the damn road. Like it was like I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like a fire truck or like some kind of a bus with a roof, but it was like the Fanatic was there, Gritty was there, Swoop was there. The dog from the Sixers, I forget his name, Ben or Frank.
I'm not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's like, they had a little parade, like, yippee, like, just open the damn road.
The road. Could you imagine being like all the way back there and you're like, I have to go to work
Yeah, right.
but I have to wait for Gritty to get across the bridge. I would lose my mind.
Yeah. It's like give us a round of applause for doing
Doing
what
your
we
job.
had to do.
Yeah, it's like if my chef comes to me and he goes, "Yo, Matt, did you make Alabama sauce today?" I go, "Yeah, I did." We're throwing a parade, but I did my job. It doesn't matter. It never happens, you know.
This is awesome.
He goes to you, "Hey, did you sharpen the blades in the mower?" "Yeah, I did." We're throwing a parade, man.
It's good fun. Good
I
stuff.
can't. I don't know, man. I think one time I really have to. I really want to do a big politics episode.
Yeah.
Because you know where
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Have it be like a not like an OnlyFans, but like some
Subscribe to see it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've thought about it. I mean, I don't know. Yours this will air, not this Wednesday, like tomorrow, but like the following. So maybe then we'll officially hit 50,000.
A 50,000
Like listeners.
viewer. I'm trying like a celebratory episode.
Yeah. We'll be like, listen, Wade's on 50,000. I wanted them on. It was the greatest thing that ever happened. We talked about I-95 and a bunch of lifting plates.
And 9/11. And how we're both golden retrievers.
Oh my god, I'm gonna clip this and send it to my girlfriend. And I'm be like, so listen, you know Wade that I talk about? She goes, yeah. He's like, my mom. I'm like, yeah. So he also is a golden retriever.
Through and through.
Purebred.
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 Yeah.
But then I guess I did do a golden retriever thing where it's like, my friend, he's here at the gym. I must talk to him. So I guess, and then you compare me to a dog when the owner comes home.
It was like in a. I'm trying to think of the quote from Up, like Doug, the golden retriever, is like, "I don't know you, but I love you." It's like 100%.
Oh god, dude. So take a guess at what time it is right now.
53.
Think so?
Is it more than that?
7:10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking about like what time it is. Like,
Oh
on the
no,
clock.
we're well over an hour. We're at hour 7, totally recorded.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
I guess it's about time then, huh?
It is about time, my friend.
Damn.
It's all right. We'll have plenty more. And it's not like you're. I should go down Bechtel Road to go get to a Bechtel. It's fine.
Right around the corner.
But
you know where I live.
I do. So funny enough, I told my girlfriend about that. She's like, so how did you meet Wade? Like, did you grow up with him? And I'm like, in a way. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I really didn't know of him. Like, but I'll tell the story again. I guess I was like, I met him at the gym. We're all talking. We're joking around. Him and I have the same views. And then one day I saw him lifting at his house, and I'm like, I know that barn.
Yeah.
So then I went the next day, and I'm like, hey man, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah, sure, Matt. And I'm like, do you have like a fireplace or like a fire pit like out there?
Yeah.
Do you have like a little like basketball, like it looks like a bar area? You go to like and he's like, yeah. And she goes, that's weird. Why would you say that? And I'm like, there's a point to this. Let me get there. I was at your house years ago. She goes, you're a creep. I'm like, yes, but I swear I wasn't being weird.
Dude, that had to have been like close to 10 years ago.
Probably. I don't know if it was 10. I think I was like 16, 17.
So like 2015, 16
yeah.
time.
That's hysterical, dude. Well, thanks
Yeah.
for your hospitality.
Pleasure having you. I was probably inside the house playing like Battlefield 3 or something.
Oh, dude.
Because like all those parties were my older sister's parties.
Yeah.
She was probably the most like social out of everybody.
Yeah.
And she was like the most like country out of everyone, right? So like, come on over, have a bonfire.
Yeah.
Like
that thing was massive.
Yeah. I mean that thing is huge right now. Like, so I don't know if you remember that burn pit is between two trees.
I don't know why I remember this so vividly.
So it was like a big fireball in the middle
Yeah,
of the
it
night.
was.
You can see that from the road.
Yeah.
Plain as day.
That's how I found it.
Yeah.
That's actually
Just, like,
genuinely how I
look-
found it. Yeah.
Look for the fireball in the
Could
sky.
smell it, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that thing is huge. I'm thinking when we light that up, it's probably going to burn one of the trees down completely.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for like a real wet spell. And then I don't know if there's going to be a party. I mean, at this point, we just need to burn it to get rid of it. But I mean, obviously a party is a more fun way to do it.
Yeah, cool. Just let me know. I'll be there. I'll invite myself.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'll let you know. So that you can come back and relive your nostalgia.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. It feels so weird saying
That's
it.
awesome.
But
it's all still there.
But listen,
Frozen
my
in
friend,
time.
It is. Is it really like all completely the same?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Just yeah.
It really was beautiful. I remember like, cause like I've never experienced that. Cause like I always grew up. Obviously, it was Trenton, so it's like it wasn't a lot of country.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like the most like country-esque I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so fucking cool.
It's like our little pocket in this suburban hell we
Yeah.
live in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, I fucking know.
Nothing against it. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
No, and I agree with you. It's just there's some things that I like. Big people around here are like very nosy, and it's like I like leave and people like peering. I'm like, dude, like I live here again. Just like let me be. But all right, my friend, I appreciate you. Thank you for being on again. Let me steal you. But until next time, I'm definitely gonna steal you again because the fact that we did an hour and I looked at cause I tell everyone I keep track of our voices. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'll just like move it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I look down. I'm like, there's no we're at an hour 7, dude. We've been like sitting here. So, but thank you, my friend.
Pleasure
Until next
as always.
time.